but you can't fool me. You can't fool me. You can fool the rest, but you can't fool me. You can't fool me. You can fool the rest, but you can't fool. You can't fool me. You can fool the rest, but you can't. You can fool the rest, but you can't fool me. You can't fool me. You can fool the rest, but you can't fool me. You can't fool me. You can fool the rest, but you can't fool. You can't fool me. You can fool the rest, but you can't.
Hello, everyone. It's Pops, and today's show, I'm going to talk about the Georgia Guidestones. We'll talk a little bit about the new laws from the Supreme Court. They passed a couple of new laws, Roe v. Wade, Boris Johnson. It seems to be that the good guys are winning some battles right now. I don't know exactly what's going on out there anymore. There's just too much. Looks like the bad guys are throwing a lot of stuff at us. You know, when I say the bad guys, you know, the Democrats, the elite globalists, all of them guys. Even the FBI, let's include in there up to a point. I mean, they're working for the bad guys. I mean, they took control of them guys. I'm surprised they ain't knocking on my door already. I mean, they went knocking on this one lady's door. I'll show you later on. She's in North Dakota. She's like a farmer, I think. And she wrote, basically, she wrote I think it was from the Declaration of Independence or something. Yeah, she wrote a comment on her thing from the Declaration of Independence and then going to her, like trying to say she's a white supremacist or a terrorist. And she's just quoting the Declaration of Independence. So this is the point that we're at. They're either desperate or I don't know. There's a lot of shit going on. That's all I can tell you. Now, let's start out with, we'll talk about the Satan's 10 Commandments. I mean, because that's what they are to me. I mean, I don't know about you people. But this is the satanic 10 Commandments. You want to call them the Georgia Guidestones, go right ahead. But they're basically telling the world they want to depopulate the world into 500 million people and, you know, live your life the way you want to live your life and all this BS. It's basically godless. It's more or less telling mankind to, live their life and don't worry about God. Now, it's here the principles are: maintain humanity under 500 million people in balance with nature, guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity, unite humanity with a living new language, rule, passion, fate, tradition, and all things with tempered reason, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Let all nations rule intentionally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. Oh, avoid petty laws. I said pretty. I don't know why they're pretty. Balance personal rights with social duties. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Be not a cancer on earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. So this is what they're talking about. Here's a video below showing you them getting blown up. Here, I'll go from the beginning. Let me do it again. Hold on. Let me pause it. Make it bigger. All right. So let's see this. And then they show you a car leaving the scene. All right, so that's the guide stones, the satanic guide stones. It's basically their 10 Commandments. Satanic Georgia guide stones partially being destroyed in early morning bombing. That's a shootout in New York, I think. But anyway, this is what they look like now. And then they sent the I think a guy went there with a crane and knocked everything down because it's unstable. So they had to get rid of it. So they knocked the whole thing down. Now, I was just watching a couple of shows. One guy's trying to say, look, I mean, once in a while, you got to give us credit. We're winning, right? The good guys are winning, the white hats or whatever you want to call them. One show was trying to say, no, this is a setup. And they knocked them down on purpose so they could blame us. And they want to say white supremacy and all that. Come on now. Once in a while, give the good guys credit. All right? I think the good guys, somebody, blew this thing up. It's a satanic symbol to me. And it's actually put on the piece of land that this was built on has something to do with it too. I haven't looked deep into it. But this is one for the good guys, I feel. Are we winning? I don't know if we're winning. I know the good guys are starting to show us some clues. I don't know if it's 100%. I still think the elite globalist evil people are still fighting. They seem desperate, and they're coming at us with everything they got. They're trying their best to stop us all from eating beef. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. They're just like cows happen to be now the number one enemy of the planet. I mean, because they fought. I mean, come on. Give me a break with all this bullshit. It's total bullshit. Here's another win for us. Supreme Court gun decision. What's next? The Supreme Court issued its biggest gun rights ruling in more than a decade. The Supreme Court has issued its biggest gun rights ruling in more than a decade, right? Here are some questions and answers about what the Thursday decision does. The Supreme Court said that Americans have the right to carry firearms in public for self-defense. That's important because a half dozen states have conditioned getting a license to carry a gun in public on the person demonstrating an actual need, sometimes called good cause or proper cause to carry the weapon. That limits who can carry the weapons. Like in New York City, you can't get a carry permit unless you own a business and you're transporting a lot of money, or you need it for security purposes. Now this is overruling that, saying that everybody is entitled to have a concealed carry permit for their own protection. So this is a win for the people. I don't know if some of these cities are going to acknowledge it. I don't think New York City cares. It's so evil there that they're just going to say, nope, we're not obeying actually the Supreme Court. This is what the country's become. Like, the Supreme Court says something and they try to overrule them. So this is getting crazy. Now, I don't know if some of you are aware. I'm sure you've all heard about CERN. Okay, and let me look at some comments here we got from some people. We got Mr. Baldane. Did you see former Japanese leader has died from gunshots? No, I didn't see that one. We got Trash Can Waves. Anybody want to watch? Hey, and we got Eric Anderson in the house. Good personal friend of mine for a long time. And DJ Spins, Pure Night. Oh, hey, Pops. So Ontario, Canada just opened the world's biggest cricket farm. I'm not eating bugs. Yeah, that's a new thing. They were showing a guy was making grasshopper kebabs on a barbecue. I mean, really? I'm going to eat grasshoppers? That'll be the day. But this is the shit they're putting out there. I don't know if they're just trying to make us crazy. But it looks like there's a battle going on. I don't know if you guys see it. I mean, there's some type of battle going on because certain things are happening. I mean, the bad guys can't be planning on blowing up their own satanic 10 Commandments, the guide stones. I mean, they would never do that. Now, I want to talk about this a little bit. I know you all know CERN a little bit. Let me show you some of the stuff about this company. I mean, their symbol, CERN's logo, if you look at this, it's 666, man. I mean, listen, they're outright telling you they don't care. I'm going to show you a quick video with CERN. And let me show you that video. Look at this. This is I was watching this show, so I had to download it to show people. This is CERN. It's like an opera video that they made. I mean, this thing here supposedly was built on the temple of one of the Greek gods. Okay, and this is the thing, how far it goes all around. They're trying to make the God particle. They claim if they create this, it'll make a rip through our dimension. Maybe demons could come in. Maybe it sucks us into a black hole. I don't know. All I know is this thing was closed down like 8 months ago, and all of a sudden it reopened. And they used like 1 trillion watts of energy or some shit on 4th of July to do something with it. Now, did they open actually that black hole or something? Did they? I don't know. But here's a video of it. Just to show you how satanic this shit is. Look at this video. So that's the video of CERN. Now, if you paid attention to it, you could see that guy's supposed to be representing like a demon, the guy in all black, and he's opening up like the portal, and they're doing a ritual, like satanic dance. These scientists, who ain't scientists, by the way, they're probably dancers. And this is a CERN video. I mean, like, they're putting this shit out there. I mean, this is some crazy shit. Now, if you're curious about what CERN does, I'm going to show you another quick video. It's like a minute, and it kind of breaks it down. But basically, to me, they're trying to open up a portal to let all these demons in. This is what they're... But how is it they're getting away with this thing? They're claiming... they're scientists that claim this thing could destroy the whole planet. But yet, they're still allowing this thing to happen. So how is that possible? I mean... If we had a real government, the U.S. should just blow this shit up, right? I mean, if it could destroy the whole planet, shouldn't they just stop it? But yet, the demonic people that are running things are getting away with it. Here's what it could do. It's a quick video. It's like a minute. Here you go.
How did we get here? Let's roll back a few days. This is CERN, the nuclear research laboratory on the border of France and Switzerland. It features the most powerful particle accelerator on Earth, the Large Hadron Collider, or LHC. What does it do? Well, it accelerates and collides particles at 99.99% the speed of light. And maybe it could produce the very first lab-grown black hole.
All right, so I mean, there's a lot more to that video, but I wanted you just to see. So this thing could create a black hole, and in that video later on, they're trying to say, well, even if it did create a black hole, it would take like 1 trillion years for it to like be relevant, and that's BS. I don't believe that. I believe they're trying to open some type of portal, and they're trying to get, I don't know, maybe they're summoning demons, a ritual. You've seen that dance. I mean, everything about this place. They have a statue out front that is a satanic statue right in front of the place. The symbol 6. I mean, what's going on in the world that this is being allowed out in the open? Yeah, listen, this is out in the open. They're not hiding it anymore. All right. So anyway, let's go to some victories. This to me was wild. Boris Johnson resigns. And is it that the good guys are winning? Or is it they got another guy that's coming in that's going to be even worse than this person? I don't know what's going on in England yet. It looks like it's a win, though, because he's apologizing. And he's saying a lot of good things that you would want to hear. But is the next prime minister for England going to be a good guy? I hope so. That'll help a lot because England happens to be the Bank of London happens to be, you know, very important. So in the New World Order. And let's see what we got here. That's nothing. All right, here's another interesting subject. This is ridiculous what's going on in the Dutchlands. I seen a video. A farmer passed the police with a tractor in one of the videos. He wasn't even near the cops. The cops are like 20, 30 feet to the right of the tractor, and he passed them. He didn't even go near them, and they start shooting at his tractor. These police that they hire for certain things, I think the average police officer isn't going to back up any of this stuff. I think each country has a group of cops or police officers or whatever you want to call them. And maybe they just make believe they're cops. And they basically have black hearts and will do anything they say. And they probably fly them all over the country. Because I can't believe that the average police officer would shoot at a tractor of a farmer. And the tractor's not even going near them. And they're saying, oh, well, he tried to run them over. That's why they shot at him. And I watched the video. It's not true. But what they're trying to do here, watch. Here's the video. I think, anyway. And let's see. So here's the guy in the tractor. And he's just passing the cops. So as you can see, he was just passing them. He wasn't even like near them. And they start shooting at him. Here it is again. I mean, this is on video. You don't got to be a rocket scientist. Here he is coming out. I'll make it bigger, and you make your decision. So that tractor wasn't even near him, and yet they're shooting at him. So this is the shit that's going on. I love the Dutch farmers, man. They're wild. Look at them, man. They're fighting. What they're trying to do is tell them they got to kill all their cows, basically. They got to cull their herds because they're making the new thing now is the green bullshit. They're going to try to push this thing to the max, man, because this is how you could control the planet. You can blame everything you want on this green shit. I call it green shit because that's what it is to me. I mean, they, all carbon, zero carbon. If you have zero carbon, you're going to have no plant life on the planet. Okay, you get zero carbon, you wipe out plant life. Trees love carbon. That's how they grow. The Almighty God was very smart. The more carbon, the greener the planet. That's how it works. So they're trying to get and they're the biggest importers of beef in Europe. They don't want you to eat meat. They're trying to get rid of the cow. Okay. Now, I was watching another show, and he was talking about the year 1971, how important it is. So in 1971, a lot of things happened. In 1971, the World Economic Forum was developed in 19. You could look this stuff up. You could Google it. This is no joke. It seems like this all kicked off. This New World Order in 1971 was when it really started to kick off. So you got the World Economic Forum, that Charles Schwab, who's like 80-something years old, he's still alive. And if you ever look at his face, he don't even got a wrinkle on it. I don't know what the heck that guy's gotten. 10 facelifts, or I don't know. Maybe when you get stem cells, it keeps you looking young, right? So he founded the World Economic Forum in 1971. Then we got, I mean, this is just crazy, but you got to look at what this thing says. I mean, they even changed it a little bit because I was watching it on another show and it said even more things. But the guy that made this video, Dark Seed, this comic book, it says he is depicted. I don't even know this word, man. Depicitated. How do you pronounce that thing? I'm from Brooklyn. I can't pronounce that. As a tyrannical lord of apocalypse, whose ultimate goal is to enslave the multiverse by eliminating all hope and free will in sentient beings, a new god, and one of the most powerful beings in the DC universe. So this was created. There's even a part in the movie, supposedly, where they try to inject this some type of thing in people to control them. Soylent Green was made in 1971, supposedly, they're saying. And Soylent Green is a movie about basically they take humans and people don't know, and they're eating these green chips because there's no food in the world, and they're really eating humans. But they're hiding it. In 1971, Nixon, and let me just get rid of this. So in 1971, President Nixon also removed us from the gold standard. And in 1971, abortions went out of control. That's when it really started. It was like, they're showing their loyalty with their child sacrifices in large numbers in 1971. It really started. But the gold standard with Nixon, World Economic Forum being founded, movies coming out, comic books coming out, showing everything that we're kind of going through right now. That was in 1971. So I think that's when it really kicked off. So now let's go and look at some other stuff that's going on in the world. I found some stuff very interesting. And let's see. All right, so here's an interesting. This lady in North Dakota, which they say is becoming like, I don't know, it's getting taken over by the Democrats. I don't know how, but she put an article on her Facebook, and it's a paragraph from the Declaration of Independence. Okay, she puts an article on Facebook, and it says, "We have petitioned for the redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered by only repeated injury. When a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evidences a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, oppressive absolute power. It's our right, our duty to throw off such government and provide new gods for the future security." The word there, the people, replaced with our. So she replaced one word, and the FBI is coming to her fucking door. I have to say the word F, because that's how pissed off. Maybe they're going to come to my door too. Who is the FBI now? Are they basically a black shadow government force that works for the Democrats? Who are they anymore? If they're going to some of these houses because they put a quotation, okay, of, from the Declaration of Independence on social media, and they're going to people's houses for that, that's insanity. That's really, here it is, Declaration of Independence. It's in there. I mean, are they that desperate? Are they just looking to put fear into people? Here's another article. Pro-abortion mob forces Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh to leave D.C. restaurant, Morton Steakhouse by back door. Now, if they forced a liberal Supreme Court, they would have arrested everybody and said they're white supremacists. But let's think of a word for them. Like, I mean, what are they, the liberal supremacists? I mean, who are these people that they're allowed to do this and get away with it, right? So that's another article here. Now, this guy, the Oath Keeper, they want him to testify before Liz Cheney. And he says only if it's aired live. So this guy's like, hey, you ain't setting me up. So he told him straight up, you want me to testify? Not a problem. I want it aired live. Because he's probably going to say things that they don't want to hear. And they're going to bury it and try to set him up in court. Because that's what they do. They try to railroad you. Because in these hearings, they don't allow you to ask questions like about, you know, what they're saying. They just say it, and it's supposedly it's all true, and that's it. And you have no defense. So that's what he wants to show people. You know, because that's how they do it now. These aren't trials, by the way. They're just shows that they're putting out there for people. And here, oh, here, let me share the screen. There he is, the Oath Keeper. So this is what they want to do to this guy. They want to railroad him. And he's saying, nope, I'll testify as long as it's live. Because I'm sure they're going to try to railroad him, you know. And let's see what else we got going on. So they're saying Biden. Now, I knew about this crack pipe thing, but. So he's handing out crack pipes across New York City and free schools filled with 3- and 4-year-olds. Why would you be even handing out this stuff to kids? So they're claiming that this is a conspiracy theory, that Psaki. So just going over this stuff. Let's see what else we got. The best is, Reuters, what's it called? Like Reuters, the fact checkers. Let's see what the name of them are. Reuters, Reuters, Reuters or something. Yeah, Reuters. These are supposed to be fact checkers, but they're actually, they merge with the World Economic Forum. So how can we trust people that are actually in bed with other groups, and then they're going to fact check them? Here's another win for us. Wisconsin Supreme Court rules dodging sex offender registry with transgender name changes is unlawful. So you just can't change your name and dodge a sex, not now be considered a sex offender, on record, because a lot of people, they check people out through the sex offender registry. That's a good thing. So this guy was sentenced to 20 years for posting a video how to make bombs for ISIS members. That's another good win, right? So it looks like we're winning a lot of things. Now, are they just giving us these little wins and then going to hit us with a big boom? I don't know. Ghislaine Maxwell files an appeal after being convicted of running Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking ring. Now, here's the deal with that. Everybody's like, oh, release the flight logs, release the flight logs. There's a lot of people on there. Do you really believe that somebody powerful, okay, is going to be on that flight log? I mean, like maybe a few clowns that were idiots that went on there on his plane. Most rich and powerful people got there on their own, with their own private jets or, with a submarine, a boat. They didn't fly in there and be logged in. They don't want no traces. So how Really, are we going to find out exactly who went there? I mean, and they're not releasing the flight logs anyway, because probably there are some people on them. So, what's going on with this? Nothing. What are you doing? You're entertaining us? Just, we got to what? Watch her only? I want to know who the hell was on that island. I want to know what was going on in there. The FBI seized all the videotapes in there. They got everything, man. They got the books. They got everything. But yet they're not releasing anything because they're the cover-up. They work for them. They cover up everything now. That's the new thing. They're the cleanup group. The FBI should be called the cleanup squad. All right. And this is the guy that they shot his tractor. That video you seen just before. All right. The art of losing money while working 4 hours a month to feed people. Who think you are trying? Who do you think? He don't know how to probably write English. Who do you think they're trying to kill them? This is the convoy. This is a convoy of tractors in the Dutchlands. All the farmers. Gotta love it. These people, at least somebody's fighting. Yeah. Look, we need farmers to fight. How crazy is this shit? I don't know what that says. Oh, no food help. No farmers, no food help. So we got farmers with bigger set of, whatever you want to call it, bigger set of walnuts than most people. Here's the thing from Haiti. You could read it. They didn't vaccinate. So, is that true? Well, looks like it. I mean, they're not cooperating. It's saying that 837 people have died in Haiti since it began. With a rate of 1.4% of the 11.6 million population. I didn't even know Haiti had that many people. I thought they had a little less, but obviously they had 11 million people. So Biden now wants to sign an executive order on abortion to reverse Roe v. Wade. This is the sick country we live in. Maybe that's why they passed it and we think we're winning, but they want to show us that they could override it. I mean, could that be the plan of these demonic people, just to show you who's in power? Because it seems like the real point of the Democrats is to prove who's in power. Actually, even the rhinos. I mean, all of D.C. Look, why is Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, still fenced off? January 6th happened, 7 months ago? Nobody's been there with a protest. Years ago, you used to go there. You used to walk around with your family, tourists. You could go in the White House for a tour. Now you can't do any of that. Why do they have it locked down still with, National Guard there protecting them with walls and fences? My opinion is because they're scared. They know what they're doing is evil, and they know sooner or later somebody's going to take something into their own hands, and that's basically, I think, why. Because what they're doing is so, to me, evil, a lot of them, with these crazy laws and things that they're passing, that they're petrified. They're cowards. They're hiding in there behind a wall and a fence and, and the National Guard, because them walls, everything should be down. Things should be back to where you could go visit your congressman and your senator. They don't want to allow you in there. Who knows what's going on in there? So Maricopa County Committee votes to reject the 2020 results. Big deal. I mean, hey, I'm glad they're fighting, but nothing ever seems to get done with that. That thing, it'll be 2024, and we'll have a new president. Then they'll go, yeah, well, we're going to override it now, but it's already too late, 4 years later. So, These are scenarios to get rid of him. These mass shootings, there are a few excellent questions regarding them. What questions are they? I don't know. Isn't it weird how states with the strictest gun laws have the most gun crime? Isn't it weird how white Trump supporters are blamed for gun violence when they commit small percentage of gun crime? Isn't it weird how mass shooters don't support Trump? I mean, there's all kinds of crazy. Isn't it weird how the FBI always has the shooter on a list? Isn't it weird how the shooter is always a male? Isn't it weird how the story never lines up? So there's a lot of stories that don't line up. Who knows what's going on with these people? All right, what we're facing today, Ron Paul. I like Ron Paul. When they were sending all that money to Ukraine, supposedly he wanted to pass a bill to get some type of committee to monitor where all the money was going to Ukraine, the $40 billion that they sent, and they turned it down. They don't want a committee to see where the money's going. Why is that? Why did they? There's a lot of things going on over there. Why'd they stop talking about all those biolabs? Have you noticed? They're geniuses, man. They want you to forget everything. This is what they do. They want you to forget. Okay? Dead. Former Japanese Prime Minister, Minister Shinzo Abe, assassinated in Nara, Japan during speech. 40-year-old suspect arrested at scene. So they killed a former prime minister. Now, I would think he would have a good security detail, right? Just like, Japan's a real, it's a first world nation. I mean, they ain't no joke, Japan. So how did they even get to this guy to kill him? It's crazy. So this is something Air Force expels Master Sergeant for refusal. After 19 years, they're going to throw everything away that I've worked for. So this is what the military's doing. Our military wants, they want people that are going to listen to them. U.S. Army drops high school diploma requirement as military faces unprecedented challenges. So they're having a hard time recruiting people. The military, so they're making it a little easier. Our military is our last line of defense. If they ever go against the citizens of the country, which they're not supposed to, we're not supposed to have a standing army on our in our country. All right, they're supposed to protect us though from domestic terrorism, and we have a lot of that going on. Now here's more keep you occupied. This is all because nothing ever happened. So what's the difference? I mean, they got him sitting there naked, smoking crack pipes. Let's see if this is a video. I mean, who cares anyway? What's the difference? So what? He's sitting there smoking a pipe. That could be a pipe with weed in it. We don't know what it is. And I don't know. How come they're videotaping it and he's got this thing in the middle of the block? I don't know. He's drinking beers. I mean, he definitely looks high as a kite there, but you don't know what he's smoking and what's the big deal? Nothing ever happens. What's the difference? They got other videos, they say, with all kinds of crazy stuff, but nothing ever happens. Now, here's 50% of Americans, they're claiming, think that cheating is likely in the midterms. I mean, come on. They got so much evidence. They do it in your face, and they're telling you basically you can't do nothing. So Tucker Carlson reveals culprit behind Guidestone's monument destruction in exclusive footage. I never heard this one. So they're going after that lady in North Dakota that owns a corn mill after she posted a Declaration of Independence. Remember, I was talking about her before? So they're blaming her, like she's the one who blew up the. I guess they just need somebody to fall guy, you know. That's a video of they had a senator. Somebody must have put her in there. A senator from the smallest state in the country, I think. What is it, Rhode Island or whatever, and or New Hampshire or something like that. And she's twerking on the beach upside down. And this is a senator for the United States. This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with clowns. Their panic shift moves to disrupt your future investigations into the U.S. military. They're panicking. Involvement in the January 6th protest and riot. So they're panicking right now. They're making up all kinds of excuses. These are amendments. This guy's Schiff, man. I don't know. When everything comes to tuition, I hope we see a lot of these people getting trialed for being a traitor. China brags about giving Taliban $37 million. They've got nothing on the $84 billion Joe Biden surrendered to the terrorist regime. I don't know what this article's about. Looks like it's deep. I don't know. We're sending money, you know. Right. Army mandatory training requires soldiers to shower with transgender people of opposite sex, except primitive work conditions. Is this real? Is the United States soldiers really wearing this flag? I'd like to know. First of all, if you notice, the rainbow has 6 colors. That's the demonic rainbow. The Almighty God made a rainbow, but it has 7. So they're taking one out and want to put 6. You know, the word number 6 is his favorite number, the devil, you know. And the Almighty God's favorite number, I think, is 7. So they're telling them now they got to do this stuff. I mean, is this crazy? Who's running our military? So Biden's claiming he never said a negative thing, and they got a video that shows you he is. Let's look if we got some more crazy shit going on. Oh, another thing now they got in Arizona. I'll show you this. So you cannot record police officers now if you're within 8 feet of them. They could ask you to shut it off. They could take your phone. They could do whatever. So now we're not really basically allowed to protect ourselves. Look, I understand the job of a police officer, but if you're a police officer, if you got nothing to hide, what's the difference if you're being recorded? If you're doing your job, what are you worried about? Are we as people, citizens, allowed to order their body cam footage? Because, you know, if I can't record a police officer that's doing something, you know, he's a tyrant, pulls me over and throws me out of the car like I'm, you know, like I'm a criminal, because it's happened to me even in my lifetime. Cops have put me over and threw me out of the car illegally, searched my whole car, found nothing. And then when they found out who I was, they kind of let me go and they apologized. But too bad. They do this to people all day. They're pulling people over. The cops today, some of them, not all of them. 90% of the cops, probably 95% are good men. But you got about 5% of police officers that get hired and they're a little get carried away with their power. You know, they pull people out of cars, they throw them on roofs. New York's the worst, man. New York, NYPD. There are so many cops out there that think they're like, I don't know what they think they are, but their power's gone to their brain. They're constantly doing illegal searches and things like that. But this law here, I mean, what's up with that? You know, why can't I record if I'm being pulled over? It don't make no sense to me. You know, doesn't make any sense. Let's see if there's anything else going on here. Prepare yourself. Selection code, movie on the 2020 election. I don't know. Listen, they can show you them with changing the ballots in their hands. They've shown you so much proof already. Why are we even entertaining this? All it does is show you how powerless we are as far as the elections. I mean, unless we get the Republicans to start standing up and fighting in the Senate and Congress, it's useless because most of them are agreeing with them because they're scared. I don't know. Is the Democrats have a set of walnuts and the Republicans have no walnuts? I mean, because it seems like only a couple of Republicans complain. The rest of them all sit there and make believe like we're just going to go with the flow. This one here, she's saying that we're economically strong. I don't know how that's possible. All I know is everything's a lot more expensive than it used to be, and I'm still making the same money I made. I'm still making the same money I made 30 years ago, 40 years ago. I mean, these are like 1980s wages still, and they're making it sound like we're making a lot of money. I don't know. I made more money in the 80s than I make now, but the wages aren't really anything. You know, people like, oh, you know, back in the 80s, if you made like $100, $150 a day, you were doing pretty good. You make $150 a day now, it's like after taxes, you're coming home with peanuts. You can't pay your bills. You see one-room apartments in any big city, they want like $1,500 a month for like a shoebox apartment. I mean, 2 bedrooms, $2,000. I mean, how much money do people got to make just to have a roof over their head? Eventually, they want us all living in tents. That's what it is, man. They just want us to live in tents. But you gotta love the New York Post, man. Look at the headline, how they write it, man. You gotta love these guys. Satanic Georgia Guidestones. At least they tell you how it really is, you know? They tell you where it's at. All right. Governor Abbott, by the way, authorized the National Guard to go to the border. I mean, the border was so out of control. Hundreds of thousands of people were coming over. They declared it an invasion. That's how bad it is. So, the guy that with George Floyd got 20 years. You know, if exactly what happened where he put his knee on that guy's neck and choked him out like that, if that really is what it is and it wasn't CGI'd and all kinds of craziness, then, you know, hey, it's just he's going away for a long time. But who really knows what happened that day? They don't show us all the video before and after and how it got to that point. But I don't think there's any reason why a man should put a knee on a man's throat. Especially he was unarmed. So, doing my best to help the underpopulation crisis, Elon Musk. Elon Musk, listen, he works for the industrial complex. You know, he's involved with them. All those spaceships you see going up there for his whatever the hell you want to call it. I forgot what it's called. His bullshit spaceship program. He's weaponizing, you know, putting all kinds of things for the Pentagon up there. He's basically working for you know, he's working for war. You know, he's working for the military. He's putting all kinds of shit up there. That's what's going on. He's weaponizing. So he's full of shit, Musk. This guy is nobody. Listen, I've watched videos on Elon Musk from when he was younger. He is not intelligent. Okay, he's gotten better now. The way he speaks, he tries to speak a little more intelligent. Tries to play it off. He's a good car salesman. That's what he really is. He's not that smart. Now, he may just act like he's smart, but he's really not smart. But he is one thing. He's a lucky son of a gun. You know, for half a fool, he's the richest man in the United States or the planet, supposedly on paper. But there's people way richer than him. So this guy is getting jailed for clubbing a pet rooster. So they're more worried about animals than they're worried about people, you know. They're releasing all these magic potions to children. After 5 months old, they want to give this kid a magic potion that can't do anything for him. It can't protect them from anything because they don't need protection at that age. But they're worried about a pet rooster, you know, clubbing it to death. They'll kill, you're allowed to kill a baby inside a mother's body in certain places up to the day of birth, but that's okay. But let's save a pet rooster. You know, God forbid you try to kill a pet rooster that's attacking you. You know, they want to arrest the guy because he killed it. Well, what's the big deal? Let's eat him. I mean, shit, you're killing enough cows out there. I guess they don't show you nothing interesting, but so they're trying to give a guy prison for killing a pet rooster that attacked them. Come on now. So Hunter Biden joins daddy at White House after regime Spock refuses to comment on evidence that Joe Biden lied about discussing. Where is this? So here's Hunter. He's the bag man for his, he's the bag man for the potato head. I mean, come on. They mock us. Joe Biden awards Megan Rapinoe with the nation's highest honor, trashing her country. Says she should champion for essential truth. So she took the knee, the whole bit, and they're getting awards. So the Netherlands Prime Minister Mark Rutte calls them the Golden Pinup Boys for Klaus Schwab. Look at these two clowns. They're smiling. They won't be smiling one day if everything changes and they all get held accountable. These two guys want to be dictators. Netherlands supermarkets are running out of food. This is what they're claiming, farmers and truckers, as the farmers' protest begins to bite. The farmers are blocking roads, too. They're not allowing deliveries. Italian and Polish farmers are protesting also. Aussie truckies and farmers and all of this. But look at it. They're showing you the shelves. Imagine this goes on in America, what's going to happen. It's going to be chaos in America if this shit hits the fan like this. This is their plan. I think they're testing this stuff in certain countries that are smaller to see the reaction, so they know when they hit the U.S. with shit like this, what's going to be the reaction. I think it's going to be a lot crazier in the U.S. if they do shit like that. Russian officials threaten to reclaim Alaska after U.S. sanctions by Biden. So the Russians are saying they may take it. They're going to try to take Alaska back. That's definitely World War III going down right there. So if they invade Alaska, I mean, that's it. It's on, That's American territory. American citizens living there. America will have no... If he does that, Biden, basically he's asking for World War III. There's no in between. We would have to respond to that. There's no way around that. Probably a bluff. Russia knows if we go to war, everybody loses. But do these real elites care enough to say, hey, they're going to go down in their bunkers? I don't know really how powerful these nuclear bombs are. Are they going to leave fallout? That could all be hyper theory. I know they're bombs, though. They're going to blow shit up. That's for sure, Are these guys, all these elites going to go in their bunkers and just unleash hell on the planet? That's a quick way to depopulate. If you want to start World War III, man, Russia goes into Alaska, it's game on. I mean, there's no in between. If our military is being run the correct way, I think we'll annihilate Russia. I think Russia's trying to play it off like they're really tough guys right now. If our military is run properly, Russia's not a problem. Believe it. We are we got way more stuff than they got. But who's running our military right now? And I say but twice. Because that's the biggest problem we got. If we got woke people running our military, I don't know, man. Then who knows? Maybe Russia's the favorite then. Vegas is going to have lines pretty soon, like World War III favorites, like who could do what, So you got this guy dies unexpectedly. I don't know what's going on with that during a Montreal trip. What did he die from? Oh, this guy's he's 53 years old. He's not like he's current. So why are they showing it like, I don't know. Sometimes even the right tries to twist you. Just evidence shows Biden crime family being involved in global sex scandal. So here's a picture. What is that? But who cares anyway? So the guy, whatever, he's got not a little kid. If it's a little kid, it's a different story. That looks like an adult there. You know, I mean, they're making a big deal out of. They're only showing you what they want to show you. They're showing you nothing that is really super like crazy, you know. And I'm sure there's crazy as shit they have. Okay. Archbishop Vigiano. This guy speaks against the New World Order. I don't know if you ever watched some of his videos. So they want to confiscate these people's farms in the Dutchlands. The farmers in the Dutchlands, they supply most of Europe's beef. So they're really, and Germany's trying to do this now. See, they're testing there, and they're going to go into Germany. They're going to try to do this everywhere. Polish and Italian farmers rise up against government elites, destroying their family business. I know in Italy, especially, you know, Italy's like big time olive farms, you know, olive oil and tomatoes. So I don't know, man. This is getting really spooky. If they're getting away with it, the good guys seem like they won a couple of battles this week, but I don't see the good guys winning yet. I see the bad guys are still pushing everything they can. Disneyland social media hack. Hacker calls employees N-word, talks penis size. So these are what people are talking about? I don't know. What the hell's going on here? On Thursday, more supplemental hacker briefly infiltrated the Disney Resort Instagram and Facebook accounts filled with offensive and racial slurs. So somebody went on Disney's web, hacked into it. In an excellent open, Tucker Carlson calls for Joe Biden's impeachment. Says he's destroying America. What else is new? Does it take Tucker Carlson for you to realize that? And people will say, well, it's on Fox News, so they're white supremacist, Fox News. How about, who gives a shit about your bullshit? They want a civil war, people. Understand this. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get us all against each other. You know, I think that's what they're really trying to do is create a civil war. So they, you know, and then down the road, maybe they could declare martial law. Let's see what else. So, an LGBT drag queen advocate charged with child pornography. Mississippi's last abortion clinic closes, the clinic that led to overturning Roe v. Wade. Good. It's a good thing. I am definitely against abortion. I think if there's a life inside a woman, it's not her body anymore. There's a life inside her, so she doesn't have a choice. But you do have a choice. If they want to put a magic potion in you, they're telling you you have no choice, which I think is your choice, right? But yet, if you have a baby inside you, it's your choice. You could kill it. That don't make any sense. You could kill a life, but they still want to give you what they want to give you. Trump was right. German housing group begins to throttle tenants heating at night to save gas. So now they're trying to tell you how warm you can keep your house. Johnson resigns. We know that. The U.S. has elite troops, but they really what Ukraine needs right now. We can't send our elite troops in there, but who knows if they will. Bill O'Reilly, Trump is odds-on favorite. Yeah, he's odds-on favorite. What does that mean? It means absolutely nothing. Yeah, you got Netflix. You know, you could all just keep watching your Netflix. This who they hire, people like this. And they'll rehire him as soon as he gets out of jail. It doesn't matter. These people are really twisted. And let's see if we got anything else. Europe catches major blowback and failed attempt to confront Russia. What is this? Let's go look at this. This is in Germany or something, you know. Their shelves are getting empty. So I think a lot of things they're doing are failing. Explosion at Georgia got caught on video to the devil. Later completely demolished after explosion. Good. All right. So California Governor Gavin Newsom vacations in Montana, a state he banned travel to for its anti-gender policies, but he goes there. Watch fake pro-abortion activists pour fake blood down Los Angeles City Hall steps, chain themselves to building. I mean, this is some sick shit, right? If we did shit like that, look at this. This, like, are they? You have to be paying people to do this shit. Normal people, these people, it can't be that we got people this crazy. I mean, is it? I mean, look at these people. They got blood in between their legs. This looks like a guy right here. I don't know if it's a woman. It could be a woman, but like, yeah, let's see this shit. I want to see how they poured all that blood down there. These four, what did they have? Buckets? What did they go there with? Because that looks like that was all planned. I mean, that looks like maybe, who knows? Maybe that blood's even photoshopped in there because if you had red paint and you had even 4 or 5 gallons of red paint, you couldn't make that big of a area of blood. So they're allowed to do this anyway. They're not being arrested for, damaging property, because whatever this is damaging property, right? If we were doing something like that, it would be white supremacy, right? Oh, here we go. They're showing you how they're pouring the blood. So they showed you a few guys in the background pouring buckets of blood or whatever it is, red paint, I don't know, water with red color. But if we did this on a protest about something, they would arrest everybody. But I guess you're allowed to do it if you're woke, So that's the way that goes. Look at this. These are real. These people should all be hospitalized. They're really demented. Okay, they do this crazy shit. They, definitely damaging the property, pouring all types of whatever it is, red paint. Who knows what that was in there? But yet nothing happens. But if the farmers poured some red blood on the steps saying you're making us kill all our cows, they all be arrested as terrorists. So this is what's going on, man. It's crazy. They just want to make the world so crazy that you just don't even want to look at the news anymore. I think that's the real plan. If you've noticed, I haven't made a lot of videos lately because I've gotten disgusted about talking about this stuff. It's just so crazy that people, if you gotta, basically, you don't know about this stuff, and the first time you hear it is when I'm telling you, then wow. They got all kinds of reports from banks, with Biden and his family. I mean, it's just crazy. They arrested a man carrying 2 Molotov cocktails near U.S. Capitol. So, this is why they still got it walled off, because they're petrified. They know what they're doing to this country is bad. And all these politicians, 95% of them have been corrupted or leveraged. And they're hiding behind that stupid wall. This is why nobody still could go visit the White House with on a tour as a tourist and stuff. Can't even go there anymore. So it's become a fortress. World hunger. Listen, if they're having problems with food in certain countries in Europe, could you imagine what's going on in Africa right now? I mean, these people are used to having nothing really to eat hardly. They live on a little bit of jungle food that they find. They live on very little. But could you imagine how bad it is now? Forget it. I really think millions and millions and millions of people in Africa are dying, and they're hiding it, and they're not showing us what's going on over there, because probably what's going on over there is genocide in my eyes. It's terrible. And yet they're worried about sending money for war, but they're not worried about feeding people. So if you're going to send $40 billion to Ukraine, and I know some of the people in Ukraine could use some help, well, take some of that money and start feeding people too. I mean, it's crazy. All right, so they're saying this director general says giving magic potions to kids was a mistake. You're going to have to go watch that. I don't know, but it looks like he's admitting it. So I don't understand why all of a sudden certain things are coming out, but it is. This White House counsel with these testimonies with a committee. It's not a court. I don't know why we're entertaining it. It's like a Broadway show. They just want to try to. They're doing whatever they can to stop Trump from running. All right. And let's see. Biden calls out a woman in the crowd, a house speech, but she already left. He's calling out. I mean, did you ever see a president calling people out? Bullying customers. Look at this thing. Now you could wear a name tag. Gemma, she, her, or hers. I mean, what? I mean, come on, man. This is like, it's ridiculous. But anyway, so that's my report for today. I want to thank everybody for watching. I had a lot of comments here. Sorry I didn't entertain them. And let the blood flow. I see a lot of people were talking in the conversation. Sorry I didn't get to you, but I had to minimize my screen. So anyway, I want to thank everybody once again. And may the Almighty God bless you and your family. And Pops out.